Good day, racing fans, and welcome to the big one. The Daily News 2000 build-up, live from Hollywoodbets Greyville for this Saturday, the 30th of May. Powered proudly by Indigo Equine and Veterinary Supplements and RaceVolt.co.za. Tomorrow's results today. Special guest joining the panel today, David Safi, the founder of Formgrids, the greatest racing tool bar none, and completely free to racing enthusiasts around the world. Backing him up, three of RaceVolt's sharpest racing minds, Gabriel, Devon, and Ryan, ready to dissect the form, expose the value, and point you toward the movers, the shakers, and the real contenders. And steering the ship as always, your host, Andrew Bond. So grab yourself a cup of coffee, sit back, get comfortable, because you're about to be professionally informed. This is the RaceVolt Daily News 2000 panel discussion.
Good evening, folks. Good morning, good afternoon, whatever time of the day it is that you're watching this. I think you've got to sit back and relax and enjoy the information that is going to be forthcoming, because it's not easy to get this kind of information unless you pay for it. So I'm going to now introduce my panel this afternoon. Very great to have Mr. Gabriela Khalil on the top right-hand corner. We've got Mr. Devon Habib on the left, and we've got Mr. Ryan Saunders, and of course, David Safi, top left-hand corner. Mr. Khalil, starting off with the Lonsdale Stirrup Cup, 1.5 miles, not necessarily a traditional build-up for the forthcoming Hollywoodbets July, but probably more of a build-up to the Gold Cup. But I get a feeling that there are one or two over here that might be eligible for the July, starting off with the horse that is at the favorite of the bookmakers at the moment, Curious Girl, winner of the Derby, the Colts Derby, by the way.
Yes, Andrew, she looks way above average. She is carrying 53.5. I do believe she's going up in class, though. If you look at the competition, they're not bad. So she would have to improve a little bit to make her a certainty. But I think she'll suit Greyville, and she'll be very hard to beat in this race. I'll make her dangers Dance King, Continental Express, and Ahead of the Fact. So I think she should win this, but she would have to up her game a little bit. And even money, yeah, she's going up against hard-knocking older horses. And if she comes through this with flying colors, she's going to have a big season. She will.
Was Ahead of the Fact not terribly disappointing for you in his race in the Greyville 1900?
He was, but he didn't have the run of the race. He was, he hung all over the track. I think we can forgive him. He's got ability. Yeah, he's got serious ability. I think if I narrow it down, it would be Ahead of the Facts and Curious Girl. I'm not going to split them. One's an older horse with all the form. One's a young, improving filly. The weight. So, at even money, I wouldn't be rushing out to back Curious Girl, but she should just about win it at the weights,
All right, you're out. Dev, what's happening?
Look, I agree with Gibbs. I think it's a very nice race. I do like the horses he's noticed. I think they've got very decent form. I do make Curious Girl a super banker. I'm super confident. I don't see it getting beat. I think it'll win. If anything's going to beat it, for me, it's Douglas Dragon. I think Douglas Dragon is a nice horse. Everything's improving in that field, in that form line. So I think that, for me, Douglas Dragon. So I would say Curious Girl, Douglas Dragon, Ahead of the Facts, and possibly Dance King, because Dance King, I think he's looking for the 2-4, and I think it's going to suit him. I think Greyville's going to suit Dance King, and yeah, I think it's a big runner. But at that weight, 53.5, Curious Girl looks hard to beat. Douglas Dragon at 52. Over the staying distances, I think the lightweights are normally the ones that come for the times in the Derby. She would have, smashed them.
Marsh is going to kill you. He's going to say, how can you leave my horse Continental Express out of the equation with 53 and JP and Dean Caname. How can you leave it out?
Look, I do like it. I mean, it's not a super banker for me. I mean, it beat Roll Invitation beat it, and I don't like Roll Invitation in this race. So,
right,
I'm not big on it.
Point taken. Let's move on. Ryan, your seat. What do you see?
I'm fully in the camp of what the guys have mentioned about Curious Girl. I think she's an absolute racing certainty in this race. She looks like she's on the up. She carries 53.5. She loves the 2-4. Although she meets stronger in the race, and she has beaten the boys last time out in the Derby, but I think she is something that's on the up. And with the weight that she carries into this race, I think she will get the job done. But I think the race is actually it's far deeper than what it looks like, because you got horses like Saxon Dynasty coming in with 52 kg. I think after his last run, he is something to consider in the back end of your quartets. You look at a horse like She's a Bomber, who's won over 2,400 meters before. She's never run over the distance again, and now she goes over the 2-4. I think after nearly a year, she has a third run after rest as well. Keegan DeMello, Alison Wright, that combination works really well. And then a horse like Royal Invitation loves the distance as well. So if I had to bank or something, it'll definitely be Curious Girl. But I do like the larger priced horses to make the exotics pay in terms of the trifectas and quartets that I've mentioned.
Well, for what it's worth, I had a very long meeting with Alison Wright on Monday morning at Summerfelt. Well, I wasn't actually at Summerfelt, but very close to Summerfelt. That's another story. And she was very bullish about the chances of Saxon Dynasty, who, of course, beat Mohave Princess last time out. And Mohave Princess has won 3 in a row. So that form has to be recommended with a handy galloping weight. Will go handy with Muzi Yeni's favorite style of riding. So don't leave Saxon Dynasty out of your exactas, trifectas, quartets for what it's worth. There's a lot of bullish sentiment from the stable. David Safi, what does Formgrids say about this race?
Look, Formgrids itself just provides the form and provides the tools for, like, the experts you got on the panel to make what they do out of the race. And as you said, I'm like a late entrant onto this panel discussion. I just found out 2 minutes ago which races we're talking about. But I've got it open on my screen here, and as I listen, most of the horses the guys have mentioned are basically the horses that seem to be in the race. Go racing. Hey?
I hope they're in the race.
No, well, yeah. But Curious Girl, I think this is a bigger test than last time, but the Cock is always great with 3-year-old fillies. He gets them to shine on the big days, and this is a way above average filly. She's really showed what she can do in the past, but I think this is a test, to know exactly where she's going to fit in the July, but she's a lovely horse. But yes, the guys have mentioned all the horses I would probably look at as dangers: Saxon Dynasty, Continental Express. So I think Douglas Dragon, as I glance here, it looks right. Whatever they've said makes a lot of sense.
Okay, so I've got a task for you, Mr. Safi. I want screenshots of Curious Girl's last 4 runs. I haven't seen a lot of green like I've seen in those form lines. It's absolutely amazing what you've done with Formgrids to identify that green color for go. And I think people would do well to follow that, to have a good look at it. It's colorful, it's accurate, it gives them a very good idea of just who she's beaten, how many times she's beaten them, and the form that's come out of that. So that's your task for Curious Girl. Are you accepting that task?
Well, I'm just looking now that you mentioned it. I clicked into her second last win here. She won by 5.75, obviously easing up. She came to win again. The second horse, 5.75, Into Dancing, came to win her next start. Scarlett O'Hara won 2 races later, which was 7.5 behind. You know, yes, Curious Girl is a decent sort.
Top Shelf
But
Teddy, who was 19 lengths behind, came out and won next time out as well. That's what I'm trying to get.
Yes. You see, sometimes
we're on the same page.
Yeah, sometimes a horse can run a below form run today, and then he'll, you know, because just looking there, he had beaten Reese's Wish before. Now it was like 10 lengths difference. So that day behind Curious Girl, Top Shelf Teddy was a below form run.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, right. The Lonsdale Stirrup Cup is done. We're now moving on to the Lucky Fish Woolhampton 2000. It used to be a grade 1 race for 3-year-old fillies, won by horses like Ipitombi and Igugu and War of Athena. Some great fillies have won this race. But this time it's for 3 and 4-year-olds, hence the fact that some of them are getting weight for age. It's only 1.5 or 2.5 kilos that we see is the differential between Kissing Machine and Rainbow Lorikeet and Beach First. But that's for the form analysts to work out. How is this race looking with the Derby winner in the race, Wishlist, the winner of the Fillies Guineas? What's happening, Mr. Khalil?
So if you look at Wishlist's last run, everything went wrong. She wanted to go out. Andrew brought her in. I think she was 75% ready for that race. I don't see her losing. I don't want to come and look for spooks now. I think her only danger will be Caken Off if it's ridden with a bit more restraint. But I think this is probably the best filly in the country at the moment, 3-year-old, and I think it'll win. Hands down. There's not much more to say about this race.
Okay, so what we are going to learn from this race is that Wishlist is now going to run over the exact same distance as the Daily News 2000. And Hazy Daisy has elected to go for the Daily News 2000. They both sit on merit ratings of 117. Somehow we're going to get an idea on the collateral lines of forms through the Derby. Who's the better filly, Wishlist or Hazy Daisy? Bearing in mind that Wishlist is racing fit. Hazy Daisy hasn't run since the Oaks. But we will get a measure. Do you agree with that, Mr. Khalil?
Yeah, we will definitely get a line because obviously Wishlist is running against Note to Self. So we'll see what happens there. But I'm of the opinion Wishlist is a league above. She's in Igugu and them's league. I think we're going to be impressed Saturday. I think she's a champion. And she'll probably go close in the July as well, for low weight. She'll beat this field.
Okay. So while we're on this discussion, can somebody try and put a call through to Andrew Fortune and see what his final verdict is after the gallops which took place yesterday? He said to me, he's not in the mood to speak yesterday, which was race day. He ended up winning the last, fortunately. And I think he'll be very valuable. Maybe one of you can just sneak in a call. Maybe Gabriel, you can put your psychotic brother up to make you that call. Okay.
Let me ask him.
While we're doing that, Dev, how do you see it?
Look, I do think Wishlist is a very good horse. I'm not going to take that away. I really, really do. And I really like Wishlist. I think it's going to win. It is my first selection.
Yeah.
But if anything has to, like if Wishlist fluffs its lines in any way, it's a very, very open race. Extremely open after Wishlist. So I do agree with Gibbs that Wishlist is a league above this field. I agree with that. But for me, it's not cut and dry after that. I think Rainbow Lorikeet has to be a massive runner. If it produces its runs behind Double Grand Slam, it's going to come in. We'll run into the top 3. Call me Greatrix, top runner. And Kirkenhoff. I do like Kirkenhoff. Also a great runner. I think it's got good form, good run last time out. It gave us all a bit of a fright. We thought it was going to beat Wishlist when it was in front there. I think the extra 400 meters might get to it. So I'm not putting it in like a strong selection, but if anything, I think the first horse will be Wishlist, then probably Rainbow Lorikeet. For third, I would go with Call Me Greatrix, and for fourth, I like a bit of Minogue. I think Minogue ran a very good race last time. I think it's going to run a good race again. Yeah, for me, it's definitely a Wishlist race to lose. And then for them, all chasing her after that.
No room for Mrs. Rupert's Beach Verse?
Look, obviously, I mean, Beach Beauty didn't. I'm sure she won this race when she was racing in her career. So
I think
I
she
might
won the
be
Garden
wrong.
Province a couple of times. I don't know if I don't think she. I don't seem to recall her winning the Woolhavington. I think maybe it was just a bridge too far for her distance-wise.
Okay, but I don't. She did win in Greyville a few times. I think it was
yeah.
the Garden Province. Yeah. So she's obviously she is a horse that has to be included. I think she's improving, and I think she will be a runner. But I mean, I don't know. It just looks a bit tough for me, in my opinion.
Okay. Fair enough. Ryan, what do you see here?
I'm strongly in the camp of what Gabriel and Devin had to mention about Wishlist. I think she's a tremendous filly. Winning the Cape Derby against the boys last time out was really impressive as well. And then now she goes up against her own sex, but I understand that she's going up against older horses. But she just looks like she's on the up each and every time she runs. She packs a tremendous amount of ability as well. Her win last time out was also impressive from where she came from. Ran into some traffic, inside, outside, and she finally hit the gap. And Andrew guides her home. If I'm looking for horses to play exactors and swingers with, it's definitely going to be in the camp of Rainbow Lorikeet and Call Me Getrix. Call Me Getrix proved last time that she stays 2000. No better jockey to have than Richard Fourie on her as well. So they are going to be chasing Wishlist, but I think Wishlist is just going to get the job done come Saturday as well. But Rainbow Lorikeet, just to mention, she was a winner over the course and distance a year ago. And after that win, I think it was the gold bracelet, where she beat Little Susie. After that run, she's only run over a mile and 1,800 meters to a max. She comes over 2,000 meters again. So I do think that Wishlist is going to be the one to beat. But running for second, I think Rainbow Lorikeet will be right there, following Call Me Getrix.
Okay, right. Well, David, the three learned gentlemen have spoken. Are they speaking the truth, or can you pick holes in their arguments?
On what I see in the field here, I think they got it 5 from 3, Wishlist, Rainbow Lorikeet. A beautiful field. It's tremendous that we got such a good field of fillies and mares here. We got strength in South Africa as far as our horses go. So it's a lovely field. But yeah, you can't go against Wishlist. And I suppose the Rainbow Lorikeet, and then Beach Verse is not sleeping. Call Me Get. It's a lovely field. It's a beautiful field. But I have to agree with the ball.
By not having Hazy Daisy in the race, along with the Derby winner, Curious Girl. Are we missing something there?
This is a beautiful field as is. Lovely horses.
Answer is no, we're not missing anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree with you. I think every single horse in this race, their babies are going to sell for top at the sale. So what you're saying with it being a beautiful field, I think when they get their second careers at stud, I think every single one of them will be top sellers at the sale. So 100%.
Yeah.
I think the other two ran away. They did. They avoided.
They ran something from that.
Those two just went for where their trainers felt they'd be more suited. Simple as that.
Correct. So that makes Wishlist very hard to beat.
Yeah, but they weren't running away. Trust you me. Horse like Curious Girl, Hazy Daisy. Yeah, they run away from their opposition in another way, but they don't run away to dodge. They don't dodge. Those are tough horses.
I think they bolted. They saw Wishlist. They said, let's go other route. Let's go another route.
It's not on there.
Get out of this conversation because we're starting to talk in riddles. Half of us agree, half of us don't agree. But let's agree to disagree. Okay, now we've got a cracking race. One of the best renewals of the Daily News 2000 that I've seen for a very, very long time. I mean, there are horses that are completely outclassed, but there are some outstanding horses. We may see the Hollywoodbets July winner in this particular race. What do you say, Gibbsy?
Yeah, I think this is a wonderful race. It's a good pointer for the July. I'll make it, obviously Note to Self is the boom horse. He ran a cracker last time. He's going to love the extra 400. And I think we are looking at the July winner. I know it might be premature, but I think he'll win this en route to taking the July out as well. I think this is one very serious racehorse. I watched his last start. Andrew was very kind to him, but the mile was never going to be his game. He's not a miler. So I think he's going to come on a few lengths. I do make the dangers Jan van Goyen, Chronicle King, Star Major, and obviously Hazy Daisy might run a place. Cornet found probably an opportunity to run in the top 3. She's not a bad filly. But I'm in the camp of Andrew Fortune. I think this is the best 3-year-old colt as well. Snake's got them all. He ticks all the boxes. I think we're going to see a serious race also on Saturday. Depending the pace also, if there's a fast pace, Andrew will win even further. If they crawl, I think he'll get up the last 100. Jan van Goyen would become immediate danger if they go slow. He's a top miler. I think Greyville will suit him. I'm going to tip Note to Self to beat Jan van Goyen and Star Major.
I must admit, I have to say that I think you're very, very brave to heap the accolades on this horse so richly, because it's only in his last 2 starts that he's actually shown himself to be a proper racehorse. He's only won 2 races, this horse. And when he beats Scottish Lynx, the second horse, the third horse, the fourth, not one winner directly out of that form line. So that was ordinary. It's only in his last 2 starts that he's shown himself to be the horse that you think he is. So that's why I'm not being critical. I'm just saying I think you're very brave, and I think your eye might have seen something really special.
So when I watched the Derby, this horse was all over the place. He's a big baby. Wishlist got 3 lengths on him, and he came back at her all over green. And I think fast forward six months or 5 months, whatever it is, he's a different proposition. There's no chance Wishlist will beat this horse again. That's my personal opinion. And I do feel 8 on 18 is my line horse. He ran second last time, with this horse finishing a half a length off him or a short head or whatever it was. Andrew was very kind to this horse. If you put 8 on 18 at his best in this race, he'll be unbackable. He's that good. Yeah. So I'm treating this as a penalty kick. I think Note to Self is even better than 8 on 18 on what I saw last time. So, guys, the 15 to 10 is a gift. Go to Lucky Fish. They're doing well for horse racing. They give all the profits back. And just this time, smash them. Don't hold back. Club them. 15, 16 to 10. This horse should be 8 to 10. It's a champion. Don't worry. Smash.
I can see Dev is lucky. He thinks this is exceptionally good news. Do you see it the same way, Dev?
Yeah, look, I do think that Note to Self is a very, very smart horse. I agree with Gibbs 100%. I think it's going to be a favorite day. For me, if anything's going to beat him, it's Hazy Daisy. I think the fillies are very strong. I think she's a smart horse. I think the 2-4, she had a lot to do last time. If you go back and look at Hazy Daisy's run where she won the second leg of the Triple Tiara, she looked dead at the 300. She was gone. She came back. I've never seen a horse do that. So the last time I saw a horse do that actually was Summer Pudding, the same day when she won the Wolverhampton. The Wolverhampton. When she won at that time. She was dead at the 300 and she came back to beat I think it was Padre Pia that day. So the same thing I saw when Hazy Daisy came back to win. So I mean, she does have the credentials to be a good horse, but I agree with Gibbs that Note to Self is a smashing individual. I think the question mark is how far. it's going to win by. That's the main question. And if he comes in a soft, like you said, a soft pay or a soft run race, like a slow run race, I still think he's going to win it. I still think he'll win it. I think he's good enough. I don't like the form line from Jan van Gooyen. I think Jan van Gooyen is a 1600 meter horse, maybe 18 max. I don't think he'll get the 2000. I might be wrong, but if he does, he's a nice horse. He's a big runner. I would have loved to seen a horse from Sean Terry's stable to be in this race, also Grand Empire. I think he's also a very smart horse. That would have been nice to see them running against them. It would have given me a line for the July. But yeah, I'm going to stick my neck out and put Note to Self as first, Hazy Daisy for second, and probably Chronicle King and Happy Verse for third and fourth.
So I have to ask you, are you throwing away the form of the Guineas that was won by Star Major, which brought a whole lot of horses that ran in Cape Town, including Tin Pan Alley, who wasn't very lucky on the day, One Eye on Vegas, who ran a cracker on the Saturday over a 1200 meter race, Happy Verse, Malmesbury. Are we throwing that Star Major form away?
No, look, obviously Star Major is a good horse, and I like this horse as a horse himself, and I do think he's a smart individual. I just don't like the way he ran when he ran to Wishlist over the 2000. It didn't seem like the same type of horse. He looked like a really, really good horse in the Guineas where he won and he beat Tin Pan Alley and he was going away. The 2000 should be the right distance for him because of the way he ran. But just when he did run the 2000, he didn't produce where Star Major, where Wishlist and Note to Self did. In saying that, there is a roughie that I would like to include into the quartets and maybe for the trifectas. Also like World of Royalty. It's got to definitely be included. Since he's been stepped up to the 1800, he's won very impressively. I think going forward, I think he's a nice horse and definitely one that you can't leave out. He could be anything going further. So for me, Note to Self, how far? That's the question. And then Hazy Daisy and the other three. It's very hard for third and fourth after that.
Okay, so think about this, guys. We're just going to put 50 Rand each, and any horse above 10 to 1 in the Daily News 2000, winner takes all. It's got to be above 10 to 1. You've gone with World of Royalty. Gibbs can give me his horse in time to come as soon as I've finished with Ryan. How do you see it with these two gentlemen having nailed their colors to the mast already, Ryan?
Andrew, I agree with them. I'm strongly in the camp of Note to Self. That run in the Cape Derby just behind Wishlist was really impressive. He was still finding himself in that race, and then he still notched up for second, just beaten as well. I think wherever Wishlist finishes, which he'll probably win, will give us a line for Note to Self. So I'm strongly in the camp of him. But speaking about something over 10 to 1, I think the lurker of the race is probably Chronicle King. 16 to 1 seems a bit generous for him. He's a horse that's under the radar. I think when Dance King runs earlier in the race on the day, that'll give us a line of where Chronicle King should finish, because in the last run, Chronicle King beat Gerbera, and just behind Gerbera was Dance King. So my above 10 to 1 shot is definitely Chronicle King, but I think a horse like Star Major for exactors, I think being out of a Silvano mare, is going to absolutely love the 2000 meters, and his win last time out was impressive as well, beating Tin Pan Alley. So to sum up my selections, I'm firmly in the camp of Note to Self. I think a horse that we need to touch on that we haven't mentioned is Viva's Liberté.
That's my horse.
Well, Andrew, I'm guessing it's your money on him, because from 16 to 1 he's now 12.5. So I think you might have nibbled on him a bit. I do firmly believe that he's probably a 1600 meter horse. I do understand he ran third in the Cape Derby, but his runs after that, he's been there and thereabouts. But I personally believe he's a better miler. Hazy Daisy, I'm boldly saying this right now. I don't think she runs top 3. And why I say that is she's run against her own sex only. She's never run against the boys before. it's going to be a bit of a tough battle for her. I do think they should have tried Will Avington instead. But against up and coming colts, I do understand the 2.5 kg allowance, being a filly, but it's going to be really difficult to outrun Note to Self, Star Major, and a horse like Chronicle King.
Look, just on the point of Viva's Liberté, he has been gelded. And I can tell you, as much as this horse that Andrew Fortune never stops preaching, Happy Verse, has improved since the gelding, so too has Viva's Liberté. And I can tell you, when I saw Candice Bass at Summerfeld the other morning, when I was in the vicinity of Summerfeld, put it that way, and Terry Fripp, they said this horse gives them goosebumps. They said he is a classic horse. If you look at his pedigree, for what it's worth, he's a half brother to a horse called Sovereign Spirit, who was placed in the Met. Viva Spirit, there's lots of stamina on the dam line, big by Jetmaster. So 2,000 meters is absolutely right up his alley. Now that you've heard these three gentlemen, David, where is the value as far as Formgrids concerned, and how do you dissect what these guys have said?
Andy, first of all, everybody knows you got to follow racing. You got to have been following these 3-year-olds from early in their careers, and it's a game that you got to do your homework. No homework, no win. I'm looking at names as the guys are mentioning, and I've never heard of these horses. Then I look and I see, oh, that's Viva's Liberté, and then that's World of Royalty, and I know Hazy Daisy, I know Jan van Goyen because I was doing homework months and months ago. Occasionally I get phoned to study a race like by you, and that's when I can put the time in and study. So I have to go with the experts. These guys are following racing. They live in racing. They breathe in racing. I work in a completely different industry. And when I come home from work, then I do the updates for Formgrids. So I don't get a chance to look at form. I'm simply doing updates, as in data capturing and loading videos and all the different things we have to do every night. And by the time I'm finished that, the last thing I've got an appetite for is to study racing. But that is the very principle of the show, and the very principle of RaceVolt is for guys like me who love the game. We can go on to RaceVolt and we can pick the brains of the kind of guys you got on your panel that do the homework, make the assessments, follow the videos, follow the form, follow the racing. Like I say, at a glance here, I've heard of maybe 3 of the horses in the race. Without being following the form religiously, it's guesswork. I'd rather pay my $60 for each of them and grab their tips. It saves me a lot of time. But yes,
a lot of sense.
I will listen to their tips and I will do my homework. Hopefully before the big day, I'll get that gap of an hour or 2. But yes, I need to be guided by these guys who follow in the racing game, and they love the game. They got passion for the game. They're religious for the game.
Okay, so who's got 10 to 1 chance in this race? You've heard it all now.
10 to 1 chance. Now, just give me all the ones over 10 to 1.
Okay. Happy Verse is 10 to 1.
Happy Verse, Richard Fourie and Justin Snake, 10 to 1.
Yeah.
Not bad. I see Snake's got Larina on the number 4.
Mom's style.
Yes, I'll go with that.
26 to 1. He's riding like a champ. The champ that he is.
Gavin is a star.
Gibbsy, what's your 10 to 1?
Save your 50 rand.
Yes.
Save your 50 rand. The economy is not good. Put it on note to self. But if I had to tip horse for second at a big price, if you look back at Chronicle King, he loves Greyville. He's improving. I'd go with him for second at a good price.
Yeah.
Okay.
Our good friend John Finlayson's horse, I see. It's good to see
Yeah.
John has got himself a champion. That is brilliant. That is so
Yeah,
nice to see.
I really like its Greyville form. I think the 2000 will suit this horse. He ticks all the boxes to run a big race at a big price.
Okay, so you've got exactly 30 seconds each now to wrap the show. I want one horse, win or place, in the Woolhampton, in the Lonsdale, and the Daily News 2000, a treble. It can be win, place, or place, win. Can be whatever you want. What's yours, Gibbsy?
In the Woolhampton, I'll go with Ahead of the Facts a place,
Yeah.
Wish List a win, and the best bet for me of the card, Note to Self. That's my treble.
If
I think take the treble, Curious Girl, Wish List, and I would say Note to Self. That's the right treble for wins. But if you want to add some value, because Note to Self not much value at 2-1, I think go with a horse like World of Royalty for top 4. I think that's a big runner. Hazy Daisy for top 4 as well. You'll get really good value for taking those trebles.
Ryan?
I think to start off my multiples, I'd say Saxon Dynasty for a place. I think that's nice value there. Into Wishless for a win. And to complete the treble, I would say Note to Self for a win. But to play it safe, you can go with a Muzi, Andrew, and Muzi combination of Saxon Dynasty for a place, into Wishless to win, into Chronicle King for a place as well.
Fantastic. David, do you have a preference?
My play is going to be to go on to RaceVolt, pay a few 60 rands, and follow the experts.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Probably
This
the
month-
best player of the day.
Maybe you're going to spend maybe 180 to buy from all three of these guys here. Maybe they haven't told us everything for later. Okay, guys, listen, thank you very much for stealing this time away from your family. Hope you have a very, very blessed rest of the evening, and may Saturday be kind to all of you. Thanks, Gibbsy. Thanks very much indeed, Dev. And Ryan,
Thank you very much.
David, have a fantastic evening. Over and out.
And that wraps up another powerful edition of the RaceVolt Daily News 2000 panel discussion. A big thank you to our special guest, David Safi from Formgrids, along with Gabriel, Devin, Ryan, and your host, Andrew Bond. Brought to you by Indigo Equine and Veterinary Supplements and RaceVolt Koza. Tomorrow's winners today. We hope you're now better informed, better prepared, and one step ahead of the bookmakers. From all of us here, thank you for watching. Enjoy the racing, enjoy the atmosphere at Greyville, and may all your selections run straight and true. Until next time, stay sharp, stay informed, and remember, the choice is yours with RaceVolt.